Hey guys, how are you doing? So let's go for the next day. It's like third day of learning Java programming. We're almost in the basics. We learned some concepts. We keep continue learning some more concepts and also start using those stuff to write the basic codes. Let's go on the computer. So guys, we started with learning some definitions and some concepts. So here we are going to learn about the constants and variables, mostly variables, and also data types. So again, I'm using ChatGPT to make it more clear and understandable. So I asked ChatGPT about what is variables, and it explains very clear. Actually, variables is actually called a named memory location. We name a part of the memory location on the PC and we use it to store data in that location. So when we create a variable, we name it like this. It says age, and we create a name for a part of memory, and we store 42 in it. And also this int is the data type, which I'm going to talk about. So, and also the other things like the data type. The next thing is to make it clear what type of data is that. There are different type of data types. It can be a number, which we call it integers, or strings, booleans, floats, or so on and so forth. There are different type of data types. Some of them are called primitive data type, which are, as I said, integer, character, shorter, etc. And we have reference types as well, which I asked ChatGPT about that again, and which says reference type is data type that refers to an object in memory. So when we want to create an object, we use reference type rather than a primitive type. Primitive type are the basic ones. I already showed you one of them, like integer, those kind of stuff. We create and we actually create and say what type of the variable is that. But reference type is a little bit more complicated, but we're going to talk about that as well. It's more complex data type. Reference type, as you see here, car, jeep, new car. So car is the reference type over here. So you see here that there is like a specific amount of bytes that we can occupy in the memory based on the variables and data type of the variable. For example, integer, we can just store 32 bits of data, like float 32 bits again, long 64 bits. So there are limitations to the number of actually digits that you can store in these variables and data types. So we can declare data types as you see as this over here, or if we start using the coding part, so we can say like this, we are declaring data type like this. These are all declaring data types. This is integer, the name is a, the store 100 in the a, integer b 200, and then double because double or float are two other data types that they have this extra part on it and them. So the regular digits are called integer, but the double and boolean has the dot, and there are some extra numbers which we call them float or double. So this is the way that we declare the variables. And also scope is another thing which is important, the scope of variable and constants. Scoping means the area in which a data item is visible. I mean, when we are creating a variable here or constant variable, it can be accessed in the main. We have a main method over here, and we declare them in this curly brackets, which is related to main method. So we can just access these variables in this scope. This is a scope that they can be accessed and be used. So concatenating is another thing. It is when you want to concatenate to string or integer or that kind of stuff together. You can use this plus sign to concatenate this to like strings to the integers and other data types. It's an example over here which we did use show messages like this, and you see this plus to add this part of integer like string to the credit days. It's like this that we use, like this plus over here, you see. So when we run this, so it says degree in Fahrenheit, let's say 9 degree in Fahrenheit. The degree in Celsius is this. So we connected this string to this integer. And to make it shorter, this is already talked about. Boolean variables, their booleans are just true and false variables. So if it's true or false, it's two like option. There is just in Boolean, it's true or false. And because it uses Boolean data type over here, you can use these signs operators, and with these signs you can like use Boolean data type. So on float and double, as I said, float is holding floating points, values up to 6 or 7 significant digits of accuracy. So, but double can store up to 14 or 15 significant digits of accuracy. So when we have digits of accuracy, it's float or double. Double can store more. And character, we have char is another data type, which is for just a single character like this, just M. Or string is like sentences, is more than one word, more than one actually character. An escape sequence, something like this, can be used if you want to change the line. If you want to writing the code and want to go like to put it in different lines, you use this escape sequence. There are different escape sequences that has different meaning. Like this, it means there's a tab. This is related to backspace. When you use this, carriage return, and other ones. And the other thing, as I say, is like scanner. If you want to create an interaction between the user and the program, that the user can use the program and they can do it, put some inputs, we use the scanner class, and we use system.in object in the scanner object. So the way that we use it, like scanner input device, new scanner system in. So when we use this, we can just ask the those who are using the application to put in and create interaction between the user and the program. And there are different type of actually scanner class methods. You use it for different data types, for double, for integer, for short, for float. And it's like this, the way that you use it, scanner in device, and then please enter your name. So when we declare the scanner at the top, we can just create another like variable to see what the user types where we should save it. We save it in name, but we declared in to put device here. Input device becomes like a object, and that next line, which is the method. So here people can write down and we store it in name. When the user write it down, you store it in name and we can use it later on. So in keyboard buffers, like you don't need to talk about it, and this is the last part of here that we already want to talk about. And also we can use that input like for the dialog box, like this box as well. We can give the user the option to write down and create interaction. So like this, the code that we have over here, and use a scanner. Now let me see if you have the dialog box option. So it should be over here, yeah. So if we play it, so we use this is for the dialog box, the option that show input dialog. So when we run this, it asks, what's your name? I say Sam, and it says hello Sam. So it means that there's an interaction between the user and PC.